Okay, equipment review time. ShotSCOPE V2. So I've been using the ShotSCOPE V1 for a year or so. Saw the company for the first time at the US trade show a couple of years ago. Loved the device. I'm very old school, used to manually record my stats on a scorecard. New upgrade V2, so let's look in the box. So user guide, the tags in the bag, obviously to go on the top of the club, which activate the, when you hit them, the chip in that tag activates the device itself, starting the tracking process. So here's the device. Let's come over and show you the device itself. So it's got gloss finish, obviously a very robust device. Huge upgrade obviously now with the new screen that presents the yardages, because it's also, the V2 is also a GPS tracking device as well. So not only measuring all of your statistics of play, but giving you yardages to your target as well. So really nice, smart new feature. Okay, ShotSCOPE V2, and I've got a ShotSCOPE V1. So a little comparison. So looking at the sizing, slightly bigger. Obviously it's now incorporating the display screen for the GPS and information. But size-wise, I'd say there's kind of the height of the actual, how tall the device is in comparison. So I'm going to come over and show you that now. So we've got the two devices side by side, look fairly similar in their size. If we look at the width of the device, obviously it's slightly bigger. The new device incorporating the new screen. Height's fairly similar as well. It's just the width that it's different. The button system is the same, with 3 buttons on the left side, 2 buttons on the right. V1 with its USB connector on the right hand side versus V2. The USB connection is on the inside. Strap wise, upgrade to the strap. So I like the gloss finish of the V2 versus the kind of the matte finish of the V1. Obviously V1's got the red clasp there as well, whereas the V2's got a gloss finish clasp. Different connecting device there. So if we look at the two here, V1 with the red sort of 2-pin connection pins there versus the 1-pin connector of the V2. So obviously the strap itself is of a different design. So I like the idea of the 1-pin. That's an upgrade, just a much easier push in and lock strap system. So slightly heavier, I'd say, V2. Not actually weighed it, but obviously there's more under the hood as expected. But the battery life, they say, is 8 hours on the V2, so enough to get you around a golf. I know that they've pushed through some firmware as well to increase battery life to ensure it lasts a full round of golf as well. I think they had just some initial problems with the battery life, just about holding out, but now it tends to, the new firmware this season has increased the battery life, just put it into a low power mode when it's not in actual use. Right, so I've worn the ShotScope for the first time today. I actually wanted to, because it being the new V2, I wanted to actually just pilot test it on the golf course, not actually using it in any way, just actually to wear it and get used to it on my wrist. So I actually had the watch fitted, as you can see, about an inch up from sort of up on my wrist. So wearing it more as an armband rather than actually a wrist watch. Okay, so I found after playing with it for 18 holes on the arm, absolutely no problem at all. It didn't hinder my wrist function in any way. And the weight of it, obviously initially when you put on anything new, the weight of it was, you know, it was a different feeling, and I was aware of it being there. But by the end of the round, it was absolutely no problem at all. So straight away, first impressions from just wearing it on the first pilot test, no problems with its size and weight, and wearing it in the right place on the arm. And I would recommend, you know, having it at least an inch up, so wearing it more as an armband, forearm band, rather than a wrist watch. It won't hinder your ability to extend or flex your wrists in any way. So, so first test, very impressed, and absolutely no problem, just like V1, no problem to wear on the arm. So this is a quick demo of the ShotScope app with my V2 device. I just wanted to do a very short demo and show you how easy it is to amend your round of golf. So that would be just adjusting certain shots, because as with most technology, occasionally, you know, there is a fault, an error, and with the ShotScope in particular, if a shot is missed, it's very easy for you to amend or edit your round of golf and add in the shot and club. So let me show you how this works. So I've opened the app up, as you can see. This is just a round of golf, an example that I've taken. So now I'm going into the holes, and we're going to go into hole 1. And in particular, I'm going to add a shot and then position the shot. So it was to add an extra putt. So you can see here where I'm going to put the second shot to the back of the green and adjust the distance of that first putt. You can see there, just moving it in, very easy. The first putt, and just easily toggling that. So the first putt was 9 yards away. I putted it to 2 feet and then hold out. As I go on to hole 2, just double check what was recorded. Okay, so you can confirm that, move on to the next. Hole 3, you can see the second shot there. I'm just moving the second shot where it landed. See, I measure the distances with a laser. So I just adjusted that second shot. See, from the 4th hole now, just double checking. Onto the green, any putt adjustments, very easy to do. So there you go, very, very simple way, going into the app once you've uploaded via Bluetooth your round and its data. Very easy to go into the app, very user-friendly interface. Go in, amend distances, clubs, add shots, penalties, etc. Very simple, easy to use system. So that's the ShotScope V2 device and the app that accompanies the device. So I also wanted to show you on the ShotSCOPE app, the new sort of trophy stroke medal system, the kind of reward system that the company have now introduced, which is brilliant. Obviously with a tracking, a wearable tracker, it knows your distances, etc. So it can now list them as achievements. So I'll show you the app here and show you the medal page, and then you can see all these different medals. This one in particular, driving distance, 9 medals, driving accuracy, 13 medals, so that's fairways in regulation. Here's some other ones, greens in regulation, proximity to the hole, which is a good one for just seeing how accurate you are with your wedge shots into the green. And then the leaderboards as well. So this would be setting the handicap so you can find other players in the world, similar handicaps. You can then match or look at your statistics, your medals and achievements compared to theirs. So it's a good comparison. So the leaderboards here, it's got all the different categories, so you can break it down. So that's really cool to compare against peers. Very good. And then there's some worldwide medal achievements as well, playing in different countries, etc. So really cool. So the next one was add in courses. Wanted to show you how simple it was to add a course. So you can search the course. If it's not on the system, you can contact ShotSCOPE and they will map it for you. So wanted to add Banyan Golf Club in Thailand, and there you go. Banyan Golf Club, Hao Hin, added to my ShotSCOPE V2. Just goes onto your wish list and that will just upload. And also wanted to add Black Mountain. This is from my tours to Thailand trip that I do, which is playing golf in South Thailand, Banyan and Black Mountain, two of the venues that we play each year when we go out in October. So really simple, easy to add golf courses. So looking at performance, here's some of the stats, basic stats. So your averages, distances, etc. Looking at tee shots, looking at approach shots, short game statistics, quick reference, and last but not least, your putting statistics. So there's your quick reference data there as well for your playing stats. Okay, so to conclude my review of the ShotSCOPE V2, absolutely love the device. I'm a big man on stats, as you see, you know, and a lot of my blog and newsletters, I'm always talking and discussing, especially with clients, the collection of stats and the importance of evidence of play, you know, and evidence to learn when you're out on the golf course and grabbing all of the information that you need from play to be able to plan and practice accordingly. I was a big fan of V1 and I hunted down ShotSCOPE and reached out to them and got the V1 device and started to use it very early on in its life, and loved how it was recording the stats, and always had this concern with the competitors' devices of the whole kind of tagging and touching the, you know, a device. Wasn't you know, I wasn't a fan of that, and in fact, you know, the previous device that I owned, I actually lost, you know, the device that attached to my belt because it slipped off during a round of golf. So, you know, I like the fact that this was automated. You know, no problem with going in and making changes. Again, you know, it's very user friendly. The app has advanced over the years as well. So V2 with its different modes, being able to play, you know, friendly mode, competition mode, being able to track stats only, being able to use it as a GPS device only, and then being able to combine the two and get both. Brilliant. I didn't have any issues with the size of it. I know some that I've discussed with some clients who use it, certain the size of it on their arm, but then there's always the option of wearing it on the other arm, depending on, you know, which arm you prefer to have it on. But I didn't have a problem with the size of it. You know, one issue that I have with the device, and I'll be honest, you know, in this review, is the battery life. You have to make sure that you recharge it every time after use. It must be 100% before you play. You know, it's absolutely critical, because it's borderline, you know, covering a round of golf, the battery life, if you don't have 100% in the battery. And I know that the company is always kind of looking at, you know, just modifying, you know, the technology slightly and its power output, so that it's conserving as much power as possible to make sure it does last for a round of golf. And it's definitely improved. And, you know, ShotSCOPE are, you know, very approachable with feedback, and will certainly listen. I think how the app has advanced has been brilliant as well. The sort of the new trophy reward system, which gets you kind of competing. So now that, you know, with fairways hit and distances achieved and all of the different trophies that you can get from all of the sections or areas that the device, you know, picks and collects data from, is really, really good. And there's over 400 kind of trophies that you can achieve, which is brilliant. So the engagement is there now, you know, and that's something they've worked really hard on, developing that kind of locker, you know, that trophy system. And that sits on the app, and as you upload the data, it then uploads, and you complete your rounds of golf. It then, you know, activates the trophies accordingly. So it gets you kind of focusing on certain areas. You know, if you're doing greens in regulation, say, in proximity to the hole, it's then giving you kind of, you know, a target of focus to say, right, well, if I work on my greens in regulation and then focus on a proximity to the hole, so actually get specific and measure it properly, you know, the trophies then are awarded once I achieve it, which is really good. So, and there's you know, obviously the community as well, being able to link it to the community and share your trophies and your achievements with community, which is great. So your V2, a superb device for those of you that love stats, those of you that really want to quantify and measure what you do and play. You know, one of the best devices on the market. You know, a British company as well, so I'm always in for sort of supporting, you know, companies, you know, out of Britain as well. You know, I think that there's obviously some tremendous competition on the market here, you know, with different companies worldwide that are producing these devices. But I've certainly found, you know, the company to be very approachable whenever I've sent feedback. You know, certainly been open ears and open to feedback and constructive feedback as well about the device, and always striving to improve. A great company to be dealing with as well. So 100% big thumbs up for me for the V2. You know, a device that you should have in your bag, an essential device if you really are serious about getting better and measuring your play, and then working on, you know, the correct things when you practice to improve and lower your scores. Well done, ShotScope V2, superb.